Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to complete the My Page page as a provider. Please note that for this tutorial the Android app has already been installed on a mobile device or tablet which is running Android version 4 and above, and that they have already registered as a provider and completed the basic information required for the function of the Android app to work. So let's start by simply selecting the One2One icon from the home screen. There you will be presented with the login page, and as you can see, this provider has already registered, so all we need to simply do is enter their password and sign in. Once they sign in, by default, they are presented with the My Patients page. Currently, as this is a new provider, they do not have any assigned patients. Another tutorial video on how this is achieved will be available in due course. Select the 3-bar navigation tool icon located at the top left-hand corner, and there you'll be presented with other menu items: My Calendar, My Patients, My Prescription, My Schedule, Compendium, and of course My Profile, which is the focus of this tutorial. Select the My Profile menu item, and there you'll be presented with the My Profile page with 3 tabs on the header: Account, Information, and Career. Once you are entered into the account page, you will find fields that haven't been populated, which were not part of the pre-registration process. Usually the title and the second name are not filled in. However, on this occasion, as you can see, that this provider has actually entered a title. Simply select it again and you'll be presented with a drop-down list, and pick another title should you wish. Once that's done, you may then commence entering other details like the second name. Also, you have the ability to update their first name, last name, also their password, and default language. Currently, the default language is set to English. However, in future upgrades, languages will expand to other places. For example, France, Italy, Germany. So, let's enter in their second name. Simply place the focus into the field of the second name and enter a second name. And once that's done, simply select the Save button. And there, the data is stored. When it comes to the password, this change password link, if password needs to be changed for whatever reason, then the provider is simply asked to select the link, and there we'll get a message that will pop up, as you've just seen, that an email will be sent to them that will have instructions to reset their password. Once this account page is completed, we move on to the Information tab. Select the Information tab, and here you are provided with other fields for completion: date of birth, what the gender is of the provider, whether they wish to update their mobile number, and very importantly, their address where they provide their service. So date of birth is an address picker. You simply select the year, the month, and the day of when they were born. Once the date has been agreed, you simply select the OK button, and the date will be populated into the field. Simply then select which gender they are. For this example, it's a male. You can also update the mobile phone number, which I will do for this demonstration. I will update the last 3 digits. And then you may select the Save button so that the data you've entered so far has been captured. We then wish to add their work address. So we simply select the geo-navigational icon, which will be presented with a location map of where the device is currently. And here you may scroll along or scroll down and decide where exactly your address of service will be. So for example, I think I will just choose for this demonstration Tesco car wash area, as you can see there. You'll also find suggestions of addresses at the bottom here as well, which you can scroll up as well for selection. So if I scroll up and say, oh, I know, I will be located at the Tesco Extra Shopping Centre, I simply select that. I will be displayed with some details and a picture of the establishment. And if I'm satisfied with that, I simply select the select link, and the details of the city, the zone, and the address will be displayed. You will of course then need to select the Save button again. It is advised that any updates that you make in any of these fields, in any of these tabs, always select the Save button as you go along. Because depending on your network service by your mobile provider, you may lose the data, which will require you to re-enter it again at a later stage. Moving on to the Career tab. If we select the Career tab here, obviously they've entered in the key pre-registration information, which is their primary speciality and complementary speciality. There are other details that they can now continue to enter, or they can update as well. So we could say that this provider actually just deals with child only, so we select the checkbox. And so that when a patient is making a search for a provider that has the skills for seeing just children only, then they will be presented with this particular provider and any others that have the child only flag set to on. Here we can add further specialities, as you can see here, by simply selecting the field and entering a couple of letters, where you'll be then displayed a list of items for selection. So on this one, I will select the top one here, and then what I would do is I would select add speciality again, where another field will be available for me for further selection of other items. In this case, I will now select hematologist HE into the field, and I will find hematologist. Select that, and then once I'm satisfied with that, I can then move on to services. Services works the same way as specialty. You simply enter in the details of the service. So, for example, if I typed in AC, acute care neurology will come up. Anything that has an AC in the services will show up as well. Headaches, pension headaches, and so on. All you simply do is you select from the list, and if you wish to add another service, you select the add service and do the same process as before. At this point, I suggest you select the save button so that the data is captured and stored. Then you may move on to enter further details. So, for example, should you wish to enter their biography, so some details about their medical career and such like, that's very important. People would want to know some information about that provider before they decide to make an appointment with them. So that will happen when you enter in, for example, the license number. But you can also ignore the license number because these are fields that are not mandatory. You can enter it at a later stage. However, it's ideal that if you have a license number, then you enter that in immediately. On this occasion, I will enter in some sort of details and then select save. And then the license number is captured. When I want to enter some details about myself, or should I say the provider, I am able to enter some free format text data. I am a very good doctor that deals with many issues that can assist the patient to be well at a very quick turnaround time. Obviously, for this demonstration, I'm just typing anything that comes to my mind. So I hope this helps you to understand that this is how you would enter text. Equally, you may do the same thing when it comes to publications. Just enter the relevant text that you'd like to enter. That's appropriate. And then once that is completed, you simply select the Save button. This will then store the data that you've entered to the One2One medical database. If you scroll down further, you are able to then select files. These files are either JPEG, bitmap, PNG files, graphical files, which can be uploaded and then be made visible to your patients. They would be like medical certifications, certificate of attendance, things like that, to prove that the provider has got the skill sets and be able to provide the service that their patient is searching for. When you select the plus sign, so once you've selected the plus sign icon, you will be then presented with a blank screen and options to select the specific graphical documentation that you require in terms of where the source is, whether that might be Google Drive, whether it might be a gallery, or directly from a camera. For this demonstration, I will use the gallery. If I select on the gallery, I'll be presented with whatever available graphics pictures there are on the device. I simply scroll down and choose the appropriate one. So for this example, flock of flamingos is selected. Once I'm happy with the picture, I simply select the crop icon that's located at the top right hand corner, and the image file is now uploaded for the patient to review. Obviously, this is a demonstration of what the functionality does do, but in terms of actual graphical pictures, as I said, it would be things like medical certifications, certificate of attendance on seminars, things like that. Select the Save button to save the data, and that has now stored the information. To confirm that all the data is stored, simply go back to the 3-bar navigation bar located at the top left right hand corner, where it will then present you with other menu items. Simply select the My Patients tab, where it will bring you to the My Patients page. Then go back to the 3-bar navigation and select My Profile page. Once you select the My Profile page, there you will see that your data that you entered in the Account tab, for example, the second name and the title. If you remember, the title was Master and there was no second name, is now captured and stored correctly. Equally, if you decide to go to the Information tab, their date of birth is held, their gender is held, and also the address of their service, where they perform their services, is held. And if you then select the Career tab, you will then find that the Career tab details in terms of extra speciality has been captured. Obviously, we did not enter any services, and obviously there are some details in terms of biography, and the data is held there as well. And this concludes the tutorial about how to update and save data on the My Profile page as a provider. I hope that this tutorial has been useful and helpful for you. Thank you.